Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2S diesel. This particular car has covered 84,000 miles. It's had just 2 owners from new and has a full Honda service history and is in really good condition. Finished in twilight blue metallic, which looks lovely on the car, even on a gloomy morning like this morning. Front of the car, lenses there, clear, intact, no cracks, no condensation at all. Bumper really clean, likewise bonnet, literally hardly a stone chip if any on there at all. It's amazingly clean. Near side of the car, absolutely mirror smooth in the panel work, really tidy. Near side front alloy, really good, just signs of pickling which you always expect in a car, especially this sort of age as well. The panels are just so clean. Coming around the back of the vehicle, bumper corners, bumper itself, entry points, all very clean, no scratches or marks on there. And then offside of the vehicle, as with the near side, is just fantastically clean. It really is. It's been very well looked after. And the main panels are all really good. I mean, it really is in absolutely fantastic condition, this vehicle. Coming into the boot area, absolutely enormous boots, and it's been kept absolutely beautifully. CR-Vs are family estate cars, and quite often they're very heavily used, but this one's been treated very gently indeed. So coming into the back of the car now, big wide opening doors, as you can see there, makes for fabulous access. Incredible amounts of leg room, and those front seats are set for me, and I'm over 6 foot tall. The video, by the way, makes it look slightly purpley on the seats, or slightly pinky almost. It's not, it's black. I have no idea why the video makes it look this colour, but those kind of inserts here are as black as those there, so it's a very odd thing that the video does. But it's been kept absolutely beautifully back here. It really has. These rear seats have hardly been used at all. So again, coming into the front, apologise, just managed to knock the switch with my hand. Again, all wonderfully clean. The passenger seat on the front here again looks absolutely superb. Just coming to the front now, again, all wonderfully clean and tidy. And driver's seat again in very good condition. And as I say, I do apologise, I'm looking at the video now and it does make those centre sections look pink, and they're not, they are black. I'll have to check the setting on my phone. So inside the car now, engine's running this section so the dashboard can be seen illuminated, which looks in beautiful condition. All working exactly as it should as well, by the way. And then to come up to the dashboard binnacle itself, you've got 84,225 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key are both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a road test video, and this is for Honda CR-V. It's a 2.2S diesel. This particular car is registered HF63BKY, and mileage currently showing is 84,225 miles. The reason we do these videos is very simple indeed. We just want to make sure that if anyone is looking at any of our cars in our adverts online, they actually get to see the very car advertised in operation. We know to our cost, unfortunately, having gone to see cars which look perfectly good in the photographs and description, and then drive it and find out it's got an issue which shows up whilst test driving the car, which can be enormously frustrating. So that's why we do it. We also do it on these lovely quiet country roads. This actually forms part of the road test route that any prospective buyer would go on. And the reason we do that is then hopefully be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. The car itself has been very well looked after. As you know from the walk around video and the advert, engine starts absolutely instantly and settles to completely smooth, even idle. Temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda car, and it's been running for some time now. And there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. The engines, I say on all the 2.2 DTEC engine videos, I mean, it is a brilliant diesel in every way. You expect from Honda to have a long-lasting, reliable engine, and that's exactly what these give you with just normal maintenance. You know, they are very tough indeed. But that's only half the story, because first and foremost, they're cam chain driven. There's no cam belts on them, so no scheduled service for those at all. But it's just a lovely engine to use day in, day out. It's so flexible, it's so smooth and quiet, so un-diesel-like in its sound and manner, but very diesel-like in its great wall of torque that comes through in any gear. It's a lovely unit, and unlike so many diesels of its time and era, which I call them one-trick ponies, they feel quick when you get into them. You put down and they go, but they just die away after a couple of thousand revs. These can rev all the way through if you need them to, so you've got the flexibility to do that, and smoothly. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch in the car, absolutely spot on. Bike point is exactly where it's meant to be in actuation. The gearbox is simply brilliant in these things. They are, again, just incredibly tough. We've never touched one, in all honesty. I don't want to tempt fate, but we never have. But it's a gearbox that could so easily go into any of Honda's more sporty cars, because it's just so nice to use. It's short and throw, it's positive, it's mechanical feeling, it's got a wonderful feeling as the gear engages. And Honda put a lot of effort into it, because a lot of SUV manufacturers think because it's kind of truck-like, they can get away with giving some sort of wafty, wandery kind of gear change. This is just absolutely superb, I have to say, and feels as new. It just couldn't differentiate between that and a new one. Steering on the car, really nicely weighted on these vehicles. It makes the car feel lovely and secure and solid on the road, but it's very precise and accurate in the way it goes about its business. I had to do a 3-hour driving one last night cross country across some quite challenging roads, and it's a really capable car. And not driving like a lunatic, but also wasn't hanging around either. And the steering and the chassis work together absolutely superbly. Steering also feels incredibly tight. It feels zero wear in it, which is common on these. You just don't feel anywhere. It exhibits no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, and it tracks lovely and straight as well. Doesn't pull one way or t'other, so it's absolutely as it should be. The chassis, as I've said, really capable. It's too many SUVs or manufacturers seem to go for kind of a soft, pillowy ride, which can initially seem very nice indeed, until you start to go into sort of some corners of different radius and yumps and bumps, and then you find out what a car's like, because unfortunately the driver's generally okay because they're anticipating the bumps, but the poor soul sat in the back in particular, who might have their head in a book hopefully, or more likely into a phone, they just get lolloped about. The body control in the CR-V is really settled. It's very well done, but it still allows for a very comfortable, compliant ride. It is wonderfully smooth. What I'm looking for, by the way, on road test is any signs of any kind of knockings or chatterings coming from underneath the vehicle. It shouldn't be there, and there's none at all. It's absolutely spot on. Coming to the brakes, just get around this corner, and then I'm going to give them a bit of a shove. So just make sure no one's directly behind me. So bear with me 1 second. But really powerful brake pedal on the car. They bite very aggressively. There's no pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal at all, so all in very fine order. So coming inside the car, the first thing you notice when you get in the car is the thing you don't hear, which is squeaks or rattles or trim buzzers. They are brilliantly built cars. keep saying in videos, but if this is your first video hearing me talk, it really frustrates me when I hear the same garbage spewed by the motoring press when they test brand new cars, of which pretty much all new cars are pretty well bolted together initially, at least anyway. What they really need to do is jump in a car maybe 5-10 years old and see how those wonderfully built cars and subsequently feeling with just normal use. And a lot of them, and including some of the premium so-called makes, or so-called premium makes even, squeak, groan, creak. The CR-V is built like this for a reason. Honda build their cars to last a very long time and not to irritate you with loads of creaks and groans. But they make them practical as well. So soft squidgy plastics are great, but they wear quite easily actually. They get scagged very easily. They don't clean up quite so nicely quite often. These are incredibly practical. So you have got some soft touch stuff, but there's a lot of the hard stuff here as well, but beautifully made and very practical and easy to use. But it's a handsome dashboard. It's very nice to use. I love, because I'm a complete technophobe, big radios, big buttons, big twisty things, not silly screens going on. All working very nicely. Likewise, you've got a dual zone air conditioning system, so you can have different temperatures side to side. That pumps out lovely cold air, by the way. We checked it in a nice warm workshop earlier on. The binnacle in front of me, simple, easy to read, very legible dials, all the information you need and no more at all, which I really like. And steering wheel is nice and small in diameter, feels great in hand. Cruise control on there, all works exactly as it should. But the car drives absolutely superbly. The point of the video is obviously just to show it's in operation, but to also feedback on any issues there might be with the car, and there's absolutely nothing at all. It drives, I can't say, it doesn't feel like it's done 80,000 miles. It feels like a car that may have done 10,000 miles. That's how tight it feels on the road. And we used to work for the Honda main dealers, and we've sold thousands of them, so we know if there's something amiss, whilst driving, we can feel it, and there's nothing at all on the car. It's wonderful, but you'd expect that given its history. As always, if you've got any questions about the car, don't hesitate, do give us a call.